It's been forever, but for you guys, it's only been just a little bit of a break. I unfortunately came down with the coronavirus. You guys will get all the information on that if you go and watch the live video I did, because I didn't delete it, so that it could be a live stream and also an update video for you guys. Hi, so if you're new here, my name is Rachel, and I spread disability awareness by making videos about my life as a disabled teenager. And I also have an amazing service dog in training named Sammy, picture here. So I wanted to do a video comparing like kind of pros and cons of electric wheelchairs versus manual wheelchairs. Like, what's the difference? Why should I get this one over the other? You know what I mean? This is my personal experience. I am only one disabled individual. However, every disabled individual is different. Everyone's ability is different. Every disability is a spectrum. So I want you guys to take the information from this video, evaluate your lifestyle, and then decide, you know? And I'm hoping this will help somebody. And if you have any tips on your experience with either type of wheelchair, please leave them in the comments for people who may come across this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because I am so happy to say that we are only 30 subscribers away from having a YouTube family of 400 members, which is absolutely insane. So if you guys want to help spread disability awareness, all you gotta do is go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. And the more you guys support my videos, the more people are gonna see them because of the YouTube algorithm and yada yada yada. The more of a difference we can make. So, to preface this video, I want to start off by saying I have been an electric wheelchair user for a very long time, but I do have experience with manual. So, electric wheelchairs are great, and this is one of the pros of them. They give you an overwhelming amount of independence. They seriously give you so much independence, and I find it to be great for
one-handed people myself,
excuse me. And what I mean by that is people who only have capability of one of their hands. So yeah, I only have the capability to use one of mine, and that is why I have the joystick on the right side, and Sammy walks on the right side, and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, that is a great thing, the amount of independence it gives you. Second thing, okay, here's the thing. You have to, if you're gonna get a custom electric wheelchair, chances are they're gonna be really, really heavy. So therefore, you have to buy a wheelchair accessible car, whereas with manual wheelchairs, you can like manage to fold them up and blah, blah, blah. Whereas with, how many times can I say whereas in this video, dear Lord? Whereas with electric wheelchairs, you literally have two choices. Either leave it at home or get a wheelchair accessible car. Which, honestly, not all electric wheelchairs are like that, but I'm talking about the custom ones that a wheelchair company specifically orders for you, the ones that are big, like this one, for example. However, if you get an electric wheelchair from Amazon, because they do have those, you guys know I had one for a few years, absolutely loved it. If you get one of those, it's not custom to you, obviously. It's much more lightweight than a custom electric wheelchair, and you can fold it up. But if you need like certain things for your wheelchair and you really just need a custom electric wheelchair, unless you get a wheelchair accessible car, you cannot take your chair places with you. And I really struggled with that, because once I got my first like custom electric wheelchair at school, I was stuck on the couch at home until my stepdad ordered me the Amazon one, which was nice. And now, like, it was nice back then, but like even now that they have some really nice ones on Amazon, so it's not a bad thing if you can't get a custom one. You know, you could still have that mobility of being independent and being able to drive yourself and be able to take it everywhere with you. But Amazon ones, I do have to say, with the brand that I have or had, they're slower, you know, there's downsides to those. But yeah, that's just basically it. If you have a custom electric, you pretty much have to get a wheelchair accessible car, or you can't take your chair with you, because they are legitimately thousands of pounds, and it is ridiculous how much these things weigh. So, yeah, my first pro is the amount of independence and freedom you get. First con of electric is you, in cases of custom, you have to get a wheelchair accessible car. So, next, there's you have a higher risk of getting your wheel stuck and not being able to get it unstuck very easily. It will take you a while. My friend Aubrey, I was gonna pick her up and I was so excited because I was in her yard or whatever, and I was gonna go knock on the door and get her. My wheelchair got stuck. Whereas with non-electric wheelchairs or manual ones, you can, like, they weigh a lot less, like they're a lot less heavy, and obviously people are able to pick them up easier and yada yada yada. So, next thing, rain. You have to worry a lot about the rain and how it's gonna affect your wheelchair. Like if you're at a football game or something, that is definitely something that you need to worry about, because wheelchairs that are electric are obviously a lot more expensive, etc., etc. So, let's talk a bit more about manual wheelchairs. So, you guys know with manual wheelchairs, you have like all of these different accessories that you can buy for them on Amazon and whatever, and just so much, you know. I find it cool, the variety that they have. But these brands don't really think about electric wheelchair users as much. So you don't really get a way to customize your wheelchair as you would if it were manual. And another thing I'm gonna say, and this is just a me thing, you know, and other people who like to dance, a lot of the wheelchair dance routines like Chelsea Hill and, you know, other people from like Rolette's Experience and stuff like that are more catered towards manual wheelchairs. So yeah, there's that. Also, if you have a manual and you can only use one of your hands, to push you everywhere you go, and it's annoying. It's freaking annoying. I hated it. And also, another thing, and even if you know, can push your manual wheels, and you do, smart drive or not, etc., etc., able-bodied people have this like thing where they will come and up behind you and push your wheelchair to get you out of the way, you know. And this hasn't really happened to me necessarily, but I have heard it happen to Jen from Wheels No Heels, Chelsea Hill, people like that, where they're just, you know, in the grocery store and this man's trying to get to the dang soup aisle, and instead of being respectful about it and waiting, they like take the liberty on themselves to push the wheelchair user's own wheelchair, and it's ridiculous in my opinion. I have literally had it or heard of it happening to one of my best friends, which is Service Canine Rosie. You guys know her. She trained my service dog. Anyway, we talked about it a lot. And another thing is, if a place that you go is not ADA compliant, because we know in America they don't enforce the ADA laws with businesses as much as they should at all. And as a disabled American, I've got to say I'm really ashamed about that, you know. But with that, if you're a manual wheelchair user, it's easier to get around in tight spaces, whereas if you're an electric wheelchair user, any sort of electric wheelchair, the Amazon, not custom ones, or the custom electric wheelchairs. Either way, you're gonna have a harder time squeezing around tight spaces. So, yeah. And this is like service dog handler specific, but you have to get wheelchair leash, especially if you're an electric wheelchair user, because I know some manual wheelchair users use hands-free or whatever, but I also know a lot of them use wheelchair leashes as well. But especially if you're an electric wheelchair user, you have to get a wheelchair leash, which is not a problem. But say you run out of the house and forget your wheelchair leash, and your dog is either A, not off leash trained because they don't have any tasks that they have to be off leash trained for, because with the law it states that if your service dog, if the leash interferes with your dog tasking, then you can have your dog be off leash as long. Obviously, people who faint have dogs that go and get people for them, so they can't be on leash and yada yada yada. But my point with that is, if your dog is not off leash trained and you forget your wheelchair leash at home, you're slightly screwed, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, those are just a few of the pros and cons of manual wheelchairs versus electric. I love you guys so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already so we can get to 400, and I will see you in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.